Welcome! Leasing office space in Japan as a foreign entrepreneur can be exciting, but it also comes with some unexpected steps and local rules. In this video, we'll walk you through everything you need to know to lease smart, avoid red flags, and launch smoothly with support from SmartStart Japan. Before we begin, let me quickly introduce the team behind SmartStart Japan. First up is Tyson Bettino, our co-founder and a longtime startup mentor. He's advised over 35 companies on scaling their operations in Japan and brings insight from years of experience helping global founders grow. Then there's Taejin, TJ Yoon, also a co-founder. He has personally helped more than 30 companies incorporate, along with securing over 40 loans and subsidies for foreign entrepreneurs. And I'm Heiken Wang. I support our clients and team from the marketing side, like incorporation paperwork, subsidy coordination, and background logistics to keep everything running smoothly. Together, our goal is to make your Japan launch as clear, supported, and stress-free as possible. Before you sign anything, there are a few things you absolutely need to know. In this video, we'll talk about how to choose the right type of office space based on your business stage and goals. Then we'll walk through the key costs you should be prepared for, things like deposits, agent fees, and more. We'll also go over the documents you'll need as a foreigner, including visa and company registration requirements. And finally, we'll explain how the Guarantor system works and how to find options that are more foreigner-friendly. Stick with us. Understanding these steps could save you weeks of back and forth and potentially thousands of yen. Let's dive in. When it comes to choosing an office in Japan, there's no one-size-fits-all. The best option really depends on your business model, stage, and how much control you need over the space. Let's start with shared offices or subleases. These are affordable, short-term, and pretty casual. They're great if you need a space quickly or temporarily, or if you're subleasing from a friend or another startup. Just double-check that the address can legally be used for business registration. Monthly rent typically ranges from 10,000 to 60,000 yen, depending on location. Next is the traditional lease. This gives you full control over the space. It's private, long-term, and higher commitment, making it ideal for established companies. Rent varies widely. About 500,000 yen per month in central Tokyo for 50 square meters, 350,000 yen in Osaka, and possibly as low as 150,000 to 200,000 yen in rural areas like Fukuoka or regional cities. Then there's the co-working space, a favorite among foreign founders and freelancers. It's flexible, low commitment, and often includes amenities like mail handling, meeting rooms, and bilingual staff. A hot desk in Tokyo might be 20,000 to 30,000 yen per month, while the same in Osaka or Fukuoka could be as low as 5,000 to 15,000 yen. Finally, we have the serviced office. These are fully furnished and move-in ready, perfect for small teams or founders who want a professional look without setting up everything from scratch. Depending on the size and city, rent can range from 30,000 yen for small units to over 200,000 yen for mid-sized suites in Tokyo's business districts. So before jumping into a lease, think carefully about what your business needs now and what it might grow into over the next 6 to 12 months. Now that you've seen the types of office space available, let's start with the numbers. Beginning with one of the most popular options for foreign founders, co-working spaces. The biggest advantage here is flexibility. Most co-working offices don't require key money, agency fees, or renewal fees, which cuts your startup costs significantly. Monthly rent varies based on location and setup. In Tokyo, a hot desk usually costs 20,000 to 30,000 yen per month, and a dedicated desk might go up to 60,000 yen. In Osaka, you're looking more at 10,000 to 25,000 yen. And in rural areas or smaller cities like Sapporo or Fukuoka, hot desks can start as low as 5,000 yen per month. Some spaces offer all-inclusive pricing with Wi-Fi, mail handling, and meeting room access, making co-working one of the most cost-efficient and foreigner-friendly ways to get started. If you're looking for something more polished, but still easy to move into, let's talk about serviced offices. Just like co-working spaces, these typically skip key money, agency fees, and renewal fees. That simplicity makes them great for founders who want a fast setup. Deposit requirements can vary. Some providers waive it entirely, while others may ask for up to 3 months rent depending on the city and contract. Now let's talk rent. A small suite, around 5 to 8 square meters, might run 30,000 to 80,000 yen per month in cities like Osaka or Fukuoka, while in central Tokyo, the same space might start at 100,000 yen per month. For something larger, like 15 square meters in Marunouchi or Roppongi, you're easily looking at 200,000 yen or more. If you want a space that feels professional, comes fully furnished, and doesn't lock you into a long-term lease, serviced offices are a solid choice. Now, if you want complete control and plan to stay long-term, the traditional lease is your go-to, but it comes with a lot more upfront costs and paperwork. Let's break it down. Key money, 1 to 2 months rent, non-refundable. Deposit, 4 to 12 months, 6 months is typical. Agency fee, 1 month renewal fee, 1 month every 2 years. So for a 50 square meter space in central Tokyo, that means around 500,000 yen per month in rent, and upfront, you might pay over 3 to 4 million yen just to move in. In Osaka, that same space could be 350,000 yen per month, while in a smaller city, you might find similar square footage for 150,000 to 250,000 yen. While traditional leases offer privacy and stability, they're best suited for established businesses that already have capital, Japanese registration, and long-term plans. Now, compared to a traditional lease, a shared office or sublease is much lighter in both commitment and cost, and often a great middle ground for founders who want flexibility without sacrificing privacy. These setups usually don't require key money, and in many cases, agency and renewal fees are also not part of the deal. The deposit can range from 0 to 2 months rent, or sometimes it's just a flat fee, depending on the arrangement. As for monthly rent, you're typically looking at around 10,000 to 50,000 yen per desk, depending on the size and location. The biggest thing to keep in mind with sublease spaces is the business address. You'll want to double check whether it can be officially used for company registration, especially if you're applying for a visa or license. So if you're looking for something affordable, semi-private, and low hassle, shared offices might be a solid option to start with, especially if you're still feeling out the market. So far, we've talked about the cost side of leasing, but if you're launching a specific type of business, there's another layer to consider: compliance. Let's take a look at some space and occupancy requirements based on business type, starting with restaurants and clinics. If you're opening a restaurant or cafe, you'll need to comply with the Food Sanitation Act. And if your space will seat more than 30 guests, you'll also be required to appoint a fire safety manager. One key thing to note: licenses are tied to your location, so if you move or change ownership, you'll need to reapply. For clinics or medical facilities, the rules get more technical. You'll need clear separation between reception areas, patient rooms, and staff zones. On top of that, your space has to comply with waste disposal, sterilization, and accessibility laws, all of which are tightly enforced. So when planning your office or shop, don't just think about square footage, make sure it's legally set up for the kind of business you want to run. Now, let's look at one more category: real estate offices and other licensed professions, which come with some of the strictest space rules. Unlike a restaurant or shared workspace, these businesses must operate out of a dedicated commercial office space. That means no co-working spaces, no shared offices, and definitely nothing residential. On top of that, the law requires the full-time presence of a licensed agent on site, along with official business signage that's visible and compliant with industry regulations. If you're in fields like real estate, legal services, or other licensed professions, your office must meet strict commercial requirements from day one to ensure full legal compliance and professional credibility. Now, let's shift to the paperwork side of things. If you're leasing a space without using it for visa purposes, here's what you'll need to prepare. First is your passport or a valid photo ID. This applies to anyone signing the lease. If you're already in Japan, you'll also need to show your residence card, which confirms your current address and legal stay status. And depending on the type of lease, you might be asked to provide a guarantor or a guarantor company contract. But don't worry, many co-working and service office providers don't require this step. If you're planning to apply for a business manager visa, there are a few key documents you'll need to prepare before signing a lease. First, your lease agreement must clearly state business use and show that the space is private and separate from any residential use. Then you'll need proof your office is set up. This means photos or receipts showing your desks, signage, Wi-Fi, and other essentials are ready to go. Next is your company registration certificate, which proves your business is either already registered or in the process. Finally, immigration will want to see a business plan and financial proof, typically 5 million yen in capital or plans to hire at least 2 employees. Once your documents are in order, many foreign entrepreneurs in Japan encounter a final obstacle: the guarantor system. Traditionally, Japanese landlords ask for a local guarantor, someone who agrees to take financial responsibility if you default on your lease. But if you don't have a local contact willing to do that, don't worry, you have other options. One popular solution is to use a guarantor company. These are licensed firms that will co-sign your lease in exchange for a service fee, usually around half to 1 month's rent per year. It's fast, legal, and widely accepted. Another option is offering a higher upfront payment. In some cases, landlords will waive the guarantor requirement if you pay 6 to 12 months rent in advance. though this really depends on the building and your negotiation. So even if you don't have a Japanese guarantor, there are still ways to move forward, as long as you plan ahead and understand your options. Now, if you'd rather skip the guarantor process entirely, there's good news. Some rental options don't require one at all. First, look for foreigner-friendly spaces like co-working offices, serviced offices, or flexible lease buildings. These types of properties often don't ask for a guarantor, especially if the lease is short-term or already includes support services. You can also consider shared offices or subleases. Renting space from another company that already holds the lease can let you bypass guarantor requirements completely. And if you're not sure where to start, reach out to real estate agents who specialize in helping foreigners. Many of them already work with properties that don't require a guarantor and can guide you through the process in English or another language you're comfortable with. So even if you don't have a guarantor lined up, you still have plenty of practical legal options to secure your office space in Japan. Even if you've found the perfect space and secured the lease, there's still one more thing to watch out for: the fine print. Let's talk about some subtle legal risks that often get overlooked in lease agreements. First, there's usage mismatch. Just because a property is zoned for commercial use doesn't mean you can run any type of business from it. Some leases specifically restrict things like food prep, retail traffic, or signage, so always double check what's actually allowed. Next, be aware of key money confusion. In some contracts, you might see non-refundable charges labeled as administrative fees, but in practice, they function exactly like key money. If it's not refundable, you need to factor it into your startup costs. And finally, watch out for non-standard penalties. Some leases include unexpected cancellation fees that apply just 1 or 2 days after signing, even before you move in. So take the time to review every clause, and when in doubt, ask a bilingual agent or legal advisor to go over it with you. Beyond the legal language, there are cultural hurdles too. Unwritten rules. Some buildings enforce strict house rules that aren't mentioned in your lease, like limits on noise, signage, or guest access. Paper-based processes. Contracts may require handwritten forms, fax submissions, or wet seal signatures, even if you're in a digital-friendly space. So take the time to review every clause, and when in doubt, ask a bilingual agent or legal advisor to go over it with you. Feeling a little overwhelmed by all the steps? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We've put together a simple, downloadable leasing checklist for foreign founders that walks you through everything we just covered, from choosing the right office type to preparing for inspections. Just scan the QR code on the screen, and you'll get the full checklist with all the key points in one place, so you can move forward with confidence. And if you still have questions or need personalized help, visit smartstartjapan.com to book a free 30-minute consultation. We're here to help you lease smart, not stressed. Ready to get started? Leasing office space in Japan might seem complicated, but with the right guidance, it's completely doable. And that's where we come in. At SmartStart Japan, we help foreign entrepreneurs with everything you need to launch confidently, including business registration and incorporation, visa and licensing support, subsidy and funding applications, tax, labor, and compliance paperwork. Whether you're a solo founder or growing a small team, we tailor our services to fit your business stage and goals. Book your free 30-minute consultation at smartstartjapan.com, and let's take the first step together. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more guides on doing business in Japan, the smart way.